tell us your Facebook name so they can find you?
It's Jake Trione Fitness Professional. That's where.
Yeah. And so he wrote, how much more will it take to break through? This is a question we ask ourselves when things get tough. But what we should be asking is, how much more am I willing to give? That's a perspective shift right there. This life is going to continue giving you challenges to overcome and opportunities to seize. For me, the answer is easy. I'm going to give it all that I've got every day I wake up and walk this earth. By making this decision, you can make all subsequent decisions easier because you know you must just continue to find a way no matter what you face. So you get up and keep chasing a better life and a better world no matter what. As a leader and influencer, you can give others life with your words, actions, and your energy. Or you could be a vampire sucking the life and energy out of others. That's a selfish way to live, isn't it?
Yes, it's beautiful words.
So dig deep and build the character, discipline, and skills to handle the opportunities and obstacles that are on their way today. And then I wrote a little comment that responsibility brings purpose in life. And you also said serving others brings purpose in life. So I guess the next question is, we'll start with my mom. What gives you purpose in life, Mom?
For me, it's just knowing that whatever I'm doing is going to inspire the youth. That's always been my goal. Since they were little, I was like, I want to help the young kids shine their light. And little did I know that I was going to become a mom. So for me, children have been my motor and my inspiration. And I think I'll be like that till I die, because that's just, they're the ones who inspire me to just become better. And what else can I do to guide them and help them and instruct them and to get to the next level? Because, they got their parents. Some of them are lucky to have both. Some only have one and some don't have any. But I want to be that person they can kind of go and ask the question and they'll be confident enough. So they are my fuel and my inspiration.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah.
For me, I think everybody I come in contact with, that sounds kind of vague, but it's true. I try to share love everywhere I go. And one of the things I always say is you have to open your heart up. If you're not willing to open your heart up, you can never connect with somebody on a true level of love. You have to walk around with an open heart. But the sad part of that in a lot of ways is at the same time, that's where you get hurt. But the thing, like I said exactly in that statement, is I don't focus on that hurt. I focus on the love that I'm able to give. Whether that person receives it or not is their choice. So I think my clients, obviously, is an easy answer. I mean, working with you, Mark, every day I come in, how can I inspire more? How can I connect more? How can I share a little bit that maybe I've experienced that helps you to see the world in a better way? Or maybe not in a better way, maybe in a real way. Any way to open your eyes in reality, because I don't sugarcoat. You know that. I'm telling you the truth. And when things are hard, things are hard. But the thing is, you have to be harder. You got to learn how to work. You got to learn how to stay dedicated. You got to learn how to stay committed.
Right.
And discipline in what you do, discipline in your purpose. Without a purpose, you give up. Everybody gives up without a purpose. Yeah. My purpose is to make this world a place where everybody's accepted, a place where everybody can feel love, a place where everybody can take control of their lives in a way that's loving and supportive and guiding. I mean, caring, connecting, coaching is the way I coach my coaches. Right? Without doing that, we can't actually give somebody what they're truly deserving because they don't believe you. They don't trust you if you don't care for them and connect with them. Without trust, you can't do anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal, is to try to connect in a way that builds trust amongst you, continue to show up for these people, shed the light on what you're doing. I think that's one of the good things great about you guys' podcast is that you are willing to shed the light, right? And when I first started my Facebook page, and I first started sharing what I was sharing, I got a lot of flack from my friends and my family. Everybody's like, yeah, what are you talking about, this or that? But the fact that you're willing to do it, the fact that you're willing to say these things, as long as it's coming from a place of love, respect, and support, is going to change someone's life. And it has, I know 100%.
Yeah.
I get messages constantly from people who are impacted by it. And I'm impacted by what I say is why I say it. I need it as much as everybody else does. So I just try to find a way to put it in a digestible sentence or in a digestible phrase or statement or whatever you want to say, and then use it. So I think trying to be better for myself and for the world allows me to impact people, I think, on a different level, and sharing it, because then I build the trust.
Yeah, trust is so important, man. And that reminds me, in a digestible way, right? Jesus came to sort of come and simplify the commandments, simplify the message so that people can not only understand it, but it can be spread to the masses so everybody can receive being saved. Everybody can receive a new life, a new perspective, a new trajectory for their life, a new mission, right? So, and then I also was thinking, caring, connecting, and coaching. Caring's the first word. I'm sure that's a strategic thing. So for those of us who are maybe stuck in the selfish mindset, fight or flight mindset, fear mindset of, man, I got to get mine. I got to figure this out. I got to get that paper. I got to get that money. I'm not worried about you, other people. How can people get out of that mindset and start caring for others? What was that? What did that look like in your life?
So I think a big thing that I'm blessed with is I'm very empathetic. I feel everything. And I did ever since I was a very young child. So when somebody else hurt, I hurt. Literally. And I felt it amongst everybody I went around. And that's why I think I'm such a capable coach, right? I'm able to connect in that way. So I think that, in a lot of ways gave me somewhat of an advantage to be able to connect with those people in that way. And then I realized that the whole world doesn't operate that. So that was something that was a hard realization because I was getting hurt left and right. But I also understood that people couldn't love on that level. Just because I could doesn't mean that they could.
Right.
And that's a gift. Those are the things that are the gifts, right? And if you have the gift of you can rap, or you have the gift of you can write, or you have the gift of whatever it is, your job is to take that and then use that to make a difference in the world that leaves a positive outcome for everyone. And guess what? You will get yours at that point. Right. You will be lifted up amongst others. You will be lifted up in the community when you're helping other people feel different, see different, experience their lives in a different way. So that had a lot to do with it for me. And I, like I said, I'm somewhat blessed in the fact that I've never been driven for competition for myself, never been driven for trying to outdo somebody or prove something above someone else. I always wanted a tribe. I always wanted to bring people with me. I don't need to be in charge. I don't need to be on top. I just need to make sure that we're all in a place where I feel like we're all harmoniously going to where God is calling us to be and trying to fulfill that mission on our deepest level, on our most connected, mindful, and actually engaged in your life level. So to shorten that answer, I guess it would be make sure that what you're doing comes from a place that actually is going to allow you to enjoy it with those people you love to be in.
And I think being genuine is the key. You're being genuine. You're sharing that light through your compassion, being empathetic.
Gift, yeah.
And that is your gift. And there's people that have different gifts. That's why it's so important to go and dig deep within you and discover those gifts. And what is your passion? Again, we go back to passion. Your passion was, helping others. So then that led on to then creating your business that also continues to help people, to stay fit, to stay not just fit, but also a healthy mind. And one of the toughest things that I've encountered in my educational career and now lately in the SA, more PR and event coordinator, I'm noticing that there's not a lot of people with compassion. People are up kind of for themselves, and like Mark was saying, maybe they just want to get their paycheck or they want to get, win the race, however you want to look at it.
Different priorities.
Different priorities. So I want to invite everyone to, discover your priorities, and also discover, as you discover your priorities, you're going to discover those gifts and those talents that God gave you. When you are too stuck just in yourself, you're not going to grow. You're not going to grow. And I can see that you grew. You grew from the moment you've been
every day.
Every day. And every time I hear from Mark what you guys are doing, it's like, wow, they don't stop. They keep going, and the inspiration keeps moving forward. And I think that's what motivates people to keep going. That inspiration and the foundation.
When you care for people and you truly care for those people, you're going to try to lift them up, right?
Yes.
And as a leader, as an influencer, as somebody who sees themselves as wanting to do that, one of the things you have to do is give up me versus them in every attuned situation. You have to make sure that you're connected to that. And when somebody has that attitude of trying to get over on you, maybe let them in that way and say, okay, well, then that's okay. That's your choice. Value-based decisions are what matter to me, and you're not living by values that I believe in, so maybe this isn't going to work in that way. We can work together and get whatever job there is that needs to be done, but in the long run, you have to understand that don't try to go and change them, or don't try to go and alter that whole process, because a lot of people never want to.
Yeah.
And if they can't understand where a value-based decision comes from, you won't understand their language. They don't speak their language. Like if you spoke Spanish to me, I wouldn't understand it. You speak love, compassion, and caring to them, they just don't understand it.
Yeah, and a lot of people have walls up because of maybe their upbringing, maybe their lack of experience with love. They don't even know what that really looks like, and when it comes, they feel awkward. They feel disconnected. They're like, I don't want to hug. I don't want to hear these positive words. I don't want you to coach me up. I just want to walk my road and be left alone. And if I fail, I fail. All right, leave me alone. But that's really closing a door, closing an opportunity for growth. And one of the biggest priorities that people should have is love. And a lot of us don't realize that because maybe we haven't experienced it. But once we start chipping down at those walls, those barriers, those fears of being hurt, then that's when we can start having better relationships with people and really get to the places where we can grow and we can work as a group and work as a team. And that's so important in life.